Wanna help the channel? Click on the affiliate links in the description for Amazon products. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we're going to take a look at the rank 5 of Israel. Basically, we're doing another video. We covered rank 4 and now we're going to talk a little bit on the rank 5. Basically just conquering the rank 5, which is a pretty hard rank in general, but there's a lot of points to get to tier 6. But it has a lot of amazing aircraft. I did some videos on two of them, the Meteor NF.13 and the Vautour IIN. Make sure to check them out, and to see everything Israel or any aircraft video, make sure to subscribe and click the like button. This week, tomorrow, I have a very special announcement. I'm going to do some very cool stuff in the near future. In the February, so make sure to subscribe. It helps a lot. You have no idea how much we need you to subscribe, even though it's kind of it's not a very good metric in general in YouTube, but we need subscribers. 85% of my viewers are not subscribed, so make sure to subscribe and click the like button. Everything, you know, it helps a lot for us to actually continue with this work if you like the work that I'm doing. So let's talk a little bit on the good aircraft first and then the bad aircraft later, okay? So first of all, we're going to talk about the two Meteors, the best aircraft in this rank. Of course, we have the Meteor NF that I did a video. Basically just a Meteor Mark 8 at the F8, same engine, different engines, and same idea principle. It has wing-mounted cannons, not the nose ones, because on the nose you have the special radar over there, the Mark 5 search radar. So not the greatest aircraft in general. It has a lot more weight than the F8 on the nose, which makes dogfighting a little bit worse. But you have a very special thing, that is the battle rating. So it's 7.7 and not 8.0, which can bring a lot more usefulness for this aircraft. In night battles is a lot more useful as well. It has a crew of 2, and the guns are kind of hard to use sometimes, but in general they're pretty easy. A pretty easy aircraft to fly, pretty easy aircraft to spade, as you see the not a lot of modifications in general. So yeah, it's a pretty good aircraft in general. So I advise you guys go first for the NF, and just go for the NF first, and then after that go for the Meteor F8. Of course, the Meteor F8 is one of the latest versions of the Meteor. It has the clipped wings, which makes a little bit faster than the other ones. The turning capability is a little bit worse, but it has less problems with wing failure or something like that. Has the same engines as I said, the Vautour IIA as the NF. Has a very light nose compared to the NF, but it's still not the very different in general, because it has the cannons on the nose, a little bit easier to hit the targets, but the weight being on the nose makes the dogfight a little bit worse than the the NF.13. I mean, in general, not really. Actually, the NF.13 is a little bit worse, but in general, the F8 is not that different. It is what I mean. It has a lot less dogfight potential in instantaneous turn because of the clipped wings, but in general you're going to be a little bit better because of the engine. It has a little bit more stronger engine than the Mark 4, for example. So yeah, one pilot, a 4 Spano as well. So yeah, I have my favorite aircraft in this BR and in this lineup of rank 5 Israeli Tech 3. So go for the Meteors. They have very cool skins, as you see. If you get basically 250, no, less than that, like 180 kills or something like that on RB, you're going to end up getting the unpainted skin, which is pretty beautiful if you ask me. The loadouts are pretty alright. It has just the Mark 8 GRC's rocket, the AR rockets. Not the greatest weapon ever, but in general it's not this type of jet is not supposed to carry a lot of weight. It's just a normal 1940s fighter. But yeah, going for one of the middle grounds in skill that you have to have in general, are the Vautours. Of course, the first one is the Vautour IIA. So after you get the Vautour, the Meteor F.8, I would advise you guys to get the Vautour IIA. Has a very high BR, which makes a lot harder to fly in general when it's uh, stock, but once you get it to fully upgraded, as I talked about it on the Vautour video, it has a lot of potential of being a very cool interceptor in general, which is kind of weird, right? I don't use it as a bomber, I just use it as interceptor. It's much more fun, and you end up getting a lot more points in general because in this BR it has a lot more. The fighters that you face in here are problematic, but the bombers are too fast, so normally you're not going to be able to get any kills, any base kills basically. So you're just gonna arrive too late to the party and end up getting killed by the faster jets coming from the other side. So try to kind of side climb a little bit, even with the air spawn, and just try to intercept people with the missiles and the cannons, which are pretty good. I mean, the platform is really hard to fly, but the weapons are pretty good in general. So it has two ATAR 101 engines, pretty strong engines in general, but the aerodynamics of it makes like a flying brick. Has very cool unpainted skin, as you see. And after that you're going to go to the Vautour IIN. Same thing as the 2A, has one more guy in there and a radar. So, but the general idea is the same. I talked a lot on the special video on the Vautour IIN, so make sure to check on that as well. Use it as an interceptor, especially with the radar in night battles, or not night battles because there's no night battles anymore basically, but we have this type of dawn or something like that, you know, that makes the radar a little bit better to use, because not a lot of people is going to be spotting you and anything like that. So yeah, still has the 4 chiffriers, of course, like the 2A. Basically 9Bs, not the greatest missile, but for 9.0 it's okay. Be careful with the MiG-21s and the FRCs, okay? And the last one, the least fun aircraft to fly, is the Ouragan, the MD-450B. This aircraft can be a very hard one to fly. It's very slow. The engine is super mega underpowered. So it's the Rolls-Royce Nene Mark 104. So it's a pretty complicated radar engine in general. It's the engine on the MiG-15, basically the first MiG-15. But in general, the aerodynamics of it makes it lose a lot of energy when you're turning. So even when you get to speed, it's problematic, and the cannons are really bad. So the M50 cannon can be a little pain in the ass sometimes. So just try to dogfight a lot. You're not gonna catch anything with it. Just try to maintain the speed as much as you can, but try to dogfight is the strong point of this aircraft. Of course, it kinda has a straight wing, not a lot of swept back design, you know. So in general, try to use it as like that. Basically has the same problems with the Mirage, the Mr. 4, the Super Mystère. The French aircraft in general they are normally very underpowered for the amount of energy that the aircraft loses while turning. So it's not that the engine is bad, but it's that the aerodynamics of the aircraft makes it lose so much energy on turning that the engine cannot keep up, and makes you go just stalling out of the sky pretty quickly. Max speed is pretty bad, the rate of climb is pretty bad. The only thing that it's good, it's the turn time, but it's only in the first turn. The second turn you're going to end up stalling out and something. It's really bad. So you have to be careful. Energy retention is not something that it's very good at doing. Okay. So basically this is it. As I said, go for the Meteors first. Pretty amazing aircraft. After that the Vautours, and after that the Ouragan. And then after that start with the Mystère 4A or the A4H. They're both very good aircraft. The Mystère I'm going to talk about a little bit later, and the F4 as well, but in general try to use the A4 first. I think the Mystère is loses way too much speed in turning. It's the same problem as the Ouragan, so yeah. But make sure to subscribe and click the like button. Make sure to check tomorrow's video. I'm going to do a very special video announcing a new idea on the channel for February. So make sure to subscribe. It helps a lot. And I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.